it was a hell of a ride, man. I'm still flying high off that shit to today. Feel what I'm saying? Like it just put me in a position, a financial position, a noticeable position, and I couldn't let go of it, man. It was just something that it made a nigga dream come true. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like I ain't take a lot of pictures with a lot of artists because he used to get mad. Like Dog used to get mad though. Like oh, I took a picture with Nas manager Anthony. I come to the studio the next day. He dissing Anthony on the fucking record. So I mind you, I didn't catch on to none of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. Um, Joe Budden's from the town. Joe Budden's one of his records was Focus. So I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, well, my man, no Joe Buttons, this and that. I come to the studio next day. He got a freestyle uploaded, unfocused. Like he dissing Joe Buttons. I'm like, oh shit. So I still ain't learned my lesson yet. I still ain't learned my fucking lesson. I'm like, yo, Akon from Jersey City, this and that. I come to the studio next day. This nigga dissing Akon. I said, what the fuck? Then it dawned on me. We was in the 12. If you know anything about Atlanta, that's downtown, 400 West Peachtree Street. He had about 5 condos in that building. And he had like 5 in the 12 in Atlantic Station. Now, the 12 is broke down into 2 buildings. You got the resident side, the people that actually live there like us. And then you had the hotel side where people could come rent, and do what they do. So this one day I went downstairs to McAllister's on West Peachtree Street, and I was in the lobby, a hotel. I was sitting there writing these bars or whatever. I look up. I seen Joe Johnson from the Hawks, when he's playing for Atlanta Hawks, which he lived next door to me. Joe Johnson, he lived on the 31st floor. He lived right next door. Him and Fat Joe. So mind you, I'm moving too fast. I seen Fat Joe. So when I seen Fat Joe, I'm like, all right, the Bronx. I got the Bronx upstairs. He like, the Bronx upstairs? What you mean? He looked at me. He's smiling. I'm dead serious. I'm like, yo, Kool Keith and Tim Dog is upstairs in the studio. Like, come to the studio. That nigga repeated everything I said. And said, Kool Keith and Tim Dog is in the studio. That nigga looked at me, shook my hand, and kept it the fuck moving. Now, I'm thinking, I've said, damn, this nigga from the Bronx, stay from the Bronx. He ain't fucking with, stars in his own hood. What the fuck is going on? I'm confused. So, I couldn't hold it in. I goes back telling nigga, I'm like, yo, I ran into Fat Joe. Now I got the picture on my phone. So he know Fat Joe is in the building. He like, what happened? You told him we was up here? I said, yeah. He's like, what'd he say? I said, what'd he say? He said the same shit I said. He repeated what I said, shook my hand, and kept it the fuck moving. He said he ain't doing that. He's like, doing what? So I'm laughing, and he really trying to wrap his head around it. I guess he thinking under the impression him and Fat Joe cool. Man, I come in the studio, fuck the next day. Later that day, this nigga got shit. And his whole thing was to test me. I realized all this now. His everything was just to test me because if I didn't hop on them records and added value to what he was doing, I was useless to him. And he wasn't all about this records. The nigga had music. Like his album, Icon, he had a song called The Black Man is Beautiful. Yo, like the nigga had talent, man. Like he was past all the fuck Compton shit, Step to Me and all that. That was a phase. But the music he started making started enlightening and intriguing me. Cause I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, y'all can jump on that? And nah, you can't jump on that. Like, what the fuck? I could jump on all these disc records, but the whole time he was testing to see if I was really riding with him. Mind you, he didn't put out none of these disc records. I got all the disc records. For them, I got every last one of them. The Crew, everybody he dissed, top to bottom, I got him. You know, and he just told me, he said, "You're gonna make it, but you're gonna be way older than what you is now." And I said, "What the fuck that mean?" He said, "Niggas is not fucking with you, bro. Like, you rapping about God and the devil, you rapping about kidnapping Ku Klux Klan members, but you putting it in the street sense, and that shit is too intriguing to an ordinary mind." He's like, "Niggas can't even grasp what the fuck you talking about." And I'm like, "But these mixtapes selling pretty good for a motherfucker not to grasp what." He said they doing it because they fuck with you. You know, you got people that fuck with you that just do shit, and then you just got the other niggas, the dick riders. And I'm like, the dick riders? He's like, yeah, all them niggas is dick riders. Now, mind you, Fat Joe manager at the time was in the condo. And I didn't know this. Like, Mickey Benson, me and Mickey Benson was all right. You know, we had some words sometimes, but me and him was always laugh, jokey, fucking with the bitches. Just he was an OG, a little short nigga, and I used to laugh because when I was locked up, I used to laugh at old school, like, gangsters, because I used to be like, y'all I never evolved from stabbing a nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that was 30 years ago. Niggas are shooting niggas now, blowing them off the map. And he like, what you think? I can't adapt? And I'm, and that kind of brought us like closer because I'm like, nah, there ain't nobody scared of you, man. I can't see you extorting nobody. I'm looking this man dead in his face, and I'm like, yo, I can't see. I'm from Jersey. I ain't used to a gangster nigga getting extorted. Like, if I think you gangster in my mind, I can't imagine. Even though I know everybody is scared of somebody, whether it's your mother, your father, uh, Frank Lucas, or an alligator,